Walking with the voices. Writing the PhD literature review in the borderlands of darkness and dawn. Setting: Pinetown suburbs, 10 kilometers ritual walk, morning mist, and emerging light. There's a peculiar silence in the borderlands between night and dawn. A silence not of absence, but of listening. As I lace up and step into the Pinetown streets, the streetlights begin to flicker out, and the first birdsong competes with the hum of early taxis. This is my daily discipline. 10 kilometers of presence, of rhythm, of revelation. Today, as with my beach walk yesterday, I realize again that walking is thinking, not passive or idle, but intentional. This morning's journey unfolds like a literature review, layered, dialogic, textured. Not just a collection of paths, but a conversation among roads. Not just past voices, but a choreography of memory and movement. 1. Entering the pathway. What the literature review is and is not. I do not walk to visit every road. I walk to understand the terrain. Writing a PhD literature review is not about summarizing every source. It's about mapping the intellectual landscape, tracing the paths others have taken, the trails that ended, the bridges built, and the gaps left untouched. Like this morning's walk through familiar yet ever-changing streets, the literature review helps you understand where your study is located in relation to others. Find the patterns, contradictions, and silences in existing knowledge. Clarify where your work fits, not as repetition, but as contribution. It is not a museum of citations. It is a living, breathing terrain of dialogue. 2. Reading the streets. Surveying the terrain of knowledge. As I pass the old corner store, I remember who stood here before. The literature is the same, full of echoes. On the walk, each landmark tells a story. Some I know by heart. Others are newly painted. The same goes for literature. You must become familiar with key texts, foundational theories, historical trajectories, and learn to see them in motion. Ask yourself, what are the major themes in the literature related to my topic? Who are the key scholars, thinkers, and debates? How has this field evolved over time? What conversations have already been had and what remains unsaid? Walk the literature as you walk the streets, with attention, reverence, and critique. 3. Finding the forks. Identifying gaps, disruptions, and contradictions. At the crest of the hill, the fog returns. The road forks. One direction is worn, the other less so. The literature is never seamless. It has contradictions, tensions, and oversights. Your job is not only to follow the worn path, but to notice the missed turns. Reflect on, where do authors disagree? What populations, geographies, or knowledges are excluded? Are there dominant paradigms that silence other ways of knowing? Is there outdated theory being recycled without critique? Your research begins in these foggy, unsettled forks where the map is incomplete. 4. Walking with purpose. Positioning your voice. I walk not just to observe, but to remember why I started. The literature review is not just about them. It's about you, your positioning, your epistemology, your voice. As I walk, I am not simply moving through space. I am also becoming more certain of my place in it. In your writing, don't just report what others have said. Engage, challenge, build upon. Use the literature to justify your study's relevance. Clarify how your work extends, refines, or disrupts existing knowledge. Let your voice grow louder with each paragraph, respectfully but confidently. You are not an outsider to the literature. You are a co-walker in the field. 5. Weaving the threads. Structuring the review. 10 kilometers have passed. I did not walk aimlessly. There was rhythm, sequence, flow. Structure matters. A strong literature review is not a dump of data. It's a carefully woven narrative. Just as my walk has a route, so too must your review have a spine. Consider structuring it. Thematically, group literature around major themes or issues. Chronologically, trace the evolution of key ideas over time. Theoretically, organize by conceptual frameworks or schools of thought. Methodologically, discuss trends in how research has been conducted in your field. Each section is a bend in the road, not separate, but leading somewhere. 6. Honoring the walk. Ethical considerations in reviewing literature. I see a man sweeping his driveway. We nod silently. I do not take from him. I witness him. Even in literature, ethics matter. Who gets cited? Whose voices are central and whose are peripheral? Are you reproducing exclusions or resisting them? Ask yourself, am I including diverse and underrepresented scholars? Am I citing contextually relevant literature, especially from the global south? Am I giving credit without appropriation? Citation is not neutral. It is political. Walk carefully. 7. Significance revisited. Why the literature review matters. I arrive home, but the walk lives in me now, not as distance, but as insight. Your literature review is not the end of the journey. It is the ground upon which your own study will rise. It is the clearing of the path, the gathering of voices, the moment before your own voice steps forward. Let it be intentional. Let it be rigorous. Let it be alive. Happy writing.